So what we're going to do today is we're going to take a look at the 410. The 410 has kind of been maligned over the years as far as a turkey gun is concerned. But in recent days, with the new turkey loads that are out, a lot of people are looking at this a little bit differently. This right here is a break open Thompson Center Encore. It's got an MGM 410 barrel, and it actually has a turkey choke in the end of it. So this is a really good gun to be able to take a look and see what this will do. This is not going to be a super long range gun. What I wanted to do today is dispel some of the myths as far regarding shot size. A lot of people think bigger is better when it comes to turkeys. You got to have that knockdown power. But people don't think about the amount of pellets that you're shooting and the distance you're shooting, especially when it comes to the 410 shotgun. When you're using a 410, you're already at limited range. You don't need to be able to shoot 45 yards and kill a bird. So what we're going to be doing today is we're going to look at a couple different shot selections and some very, very common loads. We've got a Winchester Expert game load in number 6s. We've got a Federal game load in 7.5s. We've got a Remington Sporting Clays load that's in number 8s. And then we also have Winchester AA target loads in 9-shot. So one thing you got to remember is all of these have different load sizes. This isn't just a standard load of number 6s, number 7.5s, 8s, or 9s. This is varying loads. So a couple of these are actually 2.5-inch loads where I'm shooting a 3-inch gun. So I can shoot 3-inch Magnum loads out of this gun. But a couple of the smaller shot size I've actually got in a 2.5-inch cartridge. So that's going to give us a little bit of perspective on how it lines up with Magnum. So let's go ahead and start shooting, and then we'll talk about the results. Well, as you can see, we did a lot of shooting. We shot a lot of shells at a lot of targets to see what this would do. We've already sighted this thing in, so we know that it's hitting in the right spot. It's throwing a good pattern. Every shot is a good pattern. Once again, this is a Thompson Center Encore frame. It is a Boyd's custom stock, a thumbhole stock in laminated pepper, I believe is the name of the color. And it's an MGM, a match grade machine barrel in 410. That's the gun that we're using. Nice little compact gun, doesn't kick at all. Perfect for women or kids, or even just a hunter that wants to fool around with a 410. But let's take a look at some of these targets. So we shot this gun at about 27 yards. This is about the furthest range from when we've shot it before. We've kind of determined that 27 yards is about the farthest we're going to be able to shoot this gun. Come back to 25, it's better. Down to 20, it's excellent. So what I want to show today is that if you pay attention to your payload and the shot size, you can really tailor yourself a good round. So we started out shooting some bigger shot sizes. We shot 6s and 7.5s. Those were the bigger of the shot sizes that we shot, and we shot those in a 3-inch Magnum. And those shot pretty good, pretty decent at 27 yards. But then we dropped down to a 2.5-inch shot shell. So we're getting a whole lot less payload on those shot shells. So when we did that, we didn't see a whole lot of difference in the targets, just a few less pellets, even though we were shooting a much smaller payload, because we were shooting a lot more pellets in each one. What we're doing here today is trying to illustrate the big difference between all the different shot payloads and shot size. For instance, if you shoot a smaller shot size, you're definitely going to have a whole lot more payload. If we go with number 6s, we have 225 pellets per ounce. If we go with 7.5, we have 350 per ounce. With number 8s, we have 410 pellets per ounce. And with number 9s, we have a whopping 585 pellets per ounce. But we weren't shooting a full ounce in these 410 payloads. We were shooting much smaller than that. So the first one we shot was the Winchester number 6s. They shot really good. in the 3/8 ounce payload that we were shooting, there's only 84 pellets in that whole shot cup. So there's not a whole lot of pellets going down range. The next one we shot was a Federal number 7.5 shot, and we only shot an 11/16 ounce payload in that, which had about 240 pellets. And as you can see, that one did pretty decent, not bad. That would have killed a turkey, definitely, but it's kind of minimal. At 27 yards, that's about as far as you're going to be able to shoot with that. The next one we shot was a Remington sporting clays load. This was a number 8 sporting clays load with a 1/2 ounce payload. This is my favorite one to shoot out of my pistol. We've taken several turkeys on camera with this gun with a pistol, and this is my favorite one. Out of the full-size shotgun, I was curious to see how it would do, and it did pretty well. It threw a good pattern, and in that 1/2 ounce of payload, it only has 205 pellets. So we're actually down not by about 35 pellets from the previous one. So 7.5s to 8s, dropping down a 1/2 inch shot, we're also losing about 35 pellets. But in the next one, we have a Winchester AA. This is just a target load, okay? So this is not much payload. We're only shooting a 1/2 ounce of payload, but we're shooting number 9s. With number 9s, we're getting 292 pellets in that 1/2 ounce payload. And that's a big difference because number 8s, we only got 205 pellets. So we're gaining about roughly 90 pellets when we drop down to a number size shot. So that's the difference when you're shooting a 410. Pay close attention to the shot size that you're using. If you drop down in size, you increase the pellets tremendously. So the first thing we took a look at was the maximum range of this 410 that we have right now at about 27 yards. We pulled that into 20 yards to see how it would do in there because we knew that that would be about the range that we really want a turkey in real life situations. And if you look at that, the Winchester number 6 game loads, which only had like 84 pellets in it, shot decent. That shot pretty good. But if we take that and we go to the 7.5 shot, look at how many more pellets hit that target. And if you increase that with even more pellets with a number 8 shot, remember, this is only a 2.5 inch cartridge. This is not a 3 inch Magnum. We dropped down in shot size and length of cartridge, and we got some really good patterns. And if you go up to number 9s, we are shooting target loads, the Winchester AA target loads, only a 1/2 ounce of shot, and take a look at that pattern at 20 yards. That is definitely going to kill a turkey. The final conclusion is shoot your gun. Every gun shoots a little bit different. This gun really likes just about everything. You can shoot just about everything with it, but consider shooting smaller shot size than you'd normally shoot with a 12 gauge or a 20 gauge. Instead of shooting number 6s, bump up to those 7.5s or 8s, possibly even 9s, which is a very small shot size. We have shot many turkeys with number 8s and number 9s out of 410s, pistols and long guns, and had very good success. We've had pass-through shots of number 8s at 20 yards with a 410, so they are plenty good for shooting those turkeys come this spring.